people say, let's protest. First thing, we don't find that from the way of the Salaf al-Ummah. We didn't see like when the Quraysh were doing their thing, Sahaba in the street with signs, let Muhammad preach, alayhi. We don't find that. Secondly, just from a practical perspective, I don't think protesting works, to be honest. Right? I don't see it from the way of the Salaf, and I don't see it effective. How many years have people been protesting for Tibet? Free Tibet, free Tibet, free Tibet. Dalai Lama bounced, didn't want to stay and handle it. Got rid of the armed resistance in Tibet because he's sitting in the UK having tea with your queen. And protests and movie stars and stickers on cars, free Tibet, and politicians, free Tibet. And China's like, do something, bro. We ain't freeing none. How many protests have we had for Palestine? Muslims. Streets, especially in the UK, mashallah, you guys pack them streets, right? You think Israel cares? No. The world doesn't listen except with might. So strengthen yourself. Strengthen your iman. Strengthen your aqidah. Stop bickering amongst each other. Stop backbiting each other. Come together as a ummah on the Quran and Sunnah and stand. We are in shambles. We need to fix ourselves, right? Start with making dua for them. Like when something happens, make qunut in the fajr for them. Qunut al-nazila, right? Start by fixing your community, coming together. And when you stand together with strength, then the world will listen.
Uthman ibn Farooq says that protesting was not from the way of the Salaf. When Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah was imprisoned because of his beliefs against the Mu'tazila regarding the creation of the Quran, the people of Baghdad, because of his imprisonment, they protested around the palace of Al-Mu'tasim. Why? Because their great scholar was imprisoned. And then he says that, in a mockingly manner, he says that the Sahaba did not have signs and protest around the Kaaba. In Tarikh Umar ibn al-Khattab, Ibn Jawziyya rahimahullah, he quotes an incident which is very famous. That when Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, when he accepts Islam, he goes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he tells the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O Prophet of Allah, are we not upon the truth? When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam replies in the affirmative, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, he proposes the idea, proposes that the Muslims, they go out because they are upon the truth. And because of such a great figure, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, the Muslims had the ability to walk out of their houses to the Kaaba, head held upright. There was two lines, one was behind Umar ibn al-Khattab, one was behind Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib. So this was a sign of protest then. And then he moves on to give his own opinion. And opinions are not taken in Islam because opinion is subjective. He says that protesting does not work, and he gives examples. Well, I say protesting do work. How so? Because it raises awareness. I mean, if we look at the Palestinian conflict, the way the media coverage is for Israel and victimizing Israel and villainizing Palestine, if these protesters did not happen, then nobody would realize that Palestinians are the victims and Israel are the villains. These protests raise awareness to people who do not know. Because if you look at the famous news station and the famous celebrities and the people that are famous, everybody's supporting Israel. So it's common sense that it raises awareness. Not just awareness, it also shows support to them. Because if you think of it like this, when a child, he goes to a competition or he goes and competes somewhere and his family is there to support him, this helps him psychologically, it helps him, it assists him because there's someone who's looking out for him, who's supporting him. So when the Palestinians are going through such trauma and such trouble and such oppression, when they see the people around the world, millions and millions of people are showing their support, this gives them hope. This gives them a chance of survival. This helps them psychologically. Lastly, even though I addressed and I gave examples from the Salaf and from the Sahaba, I would like to address this point very clearly. Just because something did not occur in the time of the Salaf or in the time of the Sahaba, and it's not part of the religion, you can still do it. For example, driving a car. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu did not drive a car. Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah did not drive a car. They had no concept, they had no thought of what a car could ever be. Why do we drive it? Because it's not part of the deen. It's not going against the religion in any way. Similarly, a protest is not part of the deen. It's not going against the religion in any way. Yes, if somebody, in a hypothetical scenario, if somebody said, if you go to a protest, it's sunnah, If you go to a protest, it's mustahab. Now he has included in the deen, and then you would want to ask him, how is it part of the deen? Prove it to me through the Salaf and the Salihin and the Sahaba. But if it's not part of the deen, then it does not have to be proven. Just like how cars, planes, bikes, so many other things that we live and we use, it wasn't there